Yo, it's the Castle Doctrine. Know your rights, protect your home, defend your life from Florida to Texas. The laws got range, but across the states, man, the rule.
Hello, everybody. This is Saturday night, I believe it's the 18th. Want to go over a video I've seen. For those of you who don't know me, I did 11 years in the Air Force as a security policeman, as they call it then. Now it's called security forces. And I did 6 years as a correctional officer, and we were armed at times. And I did approximately 15 years as a deputy sheriff. So I have a little background in the use of force and weapons and what to do and what not to do. Also, I've taken many courses from the NRA. So trained instructor on handguns, rifles, shotguns, from law enforcement to NRA, that sort of thing. So I want to go over with you what I see people doing all the time to get them sent to prison or unlifed, because they do things out of emotion, out of ignorance. This is not television. You use a utensil such as a handgun rifle. You need to know the law, not think you know the law. Many people think they know so much, they know very little. It's when you know very little, you go out and seeking information. All right. Cops make mistakes all the time, and especially in this day and age, they go to jail. They get prosecuted. Um, Training is good. Sometimes your department steps up, sometimes it doesn't. But here we were dealing with civilians. And so we want to go to the Castle Doctrine. I am not an attorney. Um, like I said, I am trained in formerly in the military, in law enforcement, corrections by the NRA. This is not an NRA video, nor is it sponsored by the NRA. This telling you my background and the knowledge that I bring to this situation. The Castle Doctrine. This is not legal. Again, this is not legal advice. This is, I'm gonna go over some laws, some case law, and practical common sense. So let's get into it. I hope you like it. Find my buttons down here. There we go. All right. So if we can get this to play, if not, um, I show it in the video itself when I upload it. I put it all together. Anyway, homeboy here looking for his phone. He got it. Homeboy number two with him. Okay. It's about two, I think it's like 12:30 at night. And okay, you lose your phone, it takes you to this house. So you go to this random house and you're trying to find your phone. You might want to wait till the next day. Just saying. Um, but you go there. He doesn't appear to be a threat other than himself, but that is some of the tactics they use these days. Don't know his intention. As we watch the video, we see um, he does not become violent. He does not attempt to rob, rape, or murder. Those sort of things. I have to probably have to blur out that word. He does not try to end someone, you know, terminate them. All right, so let's watch the video. So I assume the alarm going off is in the inside with the homeowner. Um, I don't know, is our guest here can hear the alarm or not, but it's definitely going off. Something like it must be a black dude or something. I'm not sure what that means, exactly what that was. Okay, so you wake up the homeowner. It's 12, they say homeowner, working man, he's trying to get some sleep. He wake up cussing. You can tell that he's aggravated. I can understand that. You're waking someone up in the middle of the night. Two guys standing at his door, don't know it, don't know who they are. The homeowner, the resident taking this in from the door. All right. It appears good. Don't unlock your door. Don't go out there and confront them. Don't engage them where they can engage you physically. You got a barrier in between you and them. Good. Keep it that way. Hey, how can I help you? Um, I understand you're upset. Um, Someone waking you up at night, maybe your kids and everything, setting the alarm off. Um, However, you want to tone down. You don't want to escalate. You can you can say, "Hey, get out, please get off my property. I don't have your phone. I'm calling the cops." Through the door, you know, instead of escalating macho, get things out of hand, people get in their emotions. All right, so this is taking seconds. He appeared to apologize. Maybe they got the phone stolen, lost, and he wanted to go there. He goes up to the house. He does his little spiel, and within 60 minutes, excuse me, 60 seconds or less, 30 seconds, whatever it is, he's turning and walking away. The first guy is going down the stairs already. The second guy, the second guy is going down the stairs already. The first guy, the one that's closer to the homeowner, still on the porch. He's now turning away, Bladen turning away from the homeowner. He appears to be leaving. These are key factors that don't give you the right to do what you're about to see. All right, Macho Man comes out. He egresses from the home, his castle, where he has a right to defend himself. He goes onto his porch. Now, depending on the state, depending on the situation, circumstances, but it appeared to me, in the state of Florida at least, this is unlawful. Up to that point, behind your door, you're covered. They try to enter. It's two against one. Your wife, your kids are in the house. State of Florida, you do not have to, like other states, retreat to the bedroom and lock yourself in while they just dismantle or burn down the house around you. Ridiculous. Um, they have left the porch. They appear to be leaving the property. He comes out armed, pursuing them. He could have looked through the side window, I assume, but no. He comes out on the porch, brandishing a weapon, a gun, a handgun. This is when I say he's overstepping his legal rights. Second Amendment is not an amendment for foolishness and ignorance of the law. Are they still moving away? He's still pointing a weapon at them. No cover for himself. He's out there in the open. All right. So I'm gonna say a nay. Negative. One, you're losing cover. You're losing concealment. You're out there showing your big belly when you could be in your house observing and reporting what you see to the cops. Two guys that come to my house. And of course, they may or may not come because the situation is over. But you can document it. You can, most states now, you can even put in a police report documenting that's, someone came in and uploaded the video in some departments. However, do not go into your porch brandishing a weapon, but someone gonna do it anyway. All right, we saw this. Let's go a little ahead. So, just gonna cover that, and they didn't appear to be armed. The time of night was not good. Going to somebody's house 12:30 at night, not a good thing. Maybe you got the address wrong. That he didn't explain whether it was stolen, what it was missing, that sort of thing. But just because you're a male, you feel safe. You're not always safe with people out there. All right. Again, Dr. Mason, Ph.D. in public policy administration with a concentration in criminal justice. I have had training and I've been a trainer instructor in law enforcement, corrections, and NRA trained gun instructor. So just give you a little bit of my background. I'm just not pulling this out the air. The Castle Doctrine is a legal principle that provides individual with the right to defend themselves. So you have the right to defend yourself. Also, you must understand how it applies to each situation and to each state. Some states, New York, California, you lose a lot of your rights the way they want to disarm you. You are more of a subject than a citizen, in my opinion. So we focus on laws in Florida. So give you a little background. So if you want, maybe you can force your government dictators to, hey, be more like Florida. Again, he said something about the Asian dude, black dude, Asian dude, whatever that meant. Maybe that's this IT guy. I don't know. All right, Florida has one of the most comprehensive Castle Doctrine laws, codified in Florida Statute 776.013, often called Stand Your Ground. So we have some protections, and it's the way it be applied. It can be applied wrong, and someone still ends up dead or wounded because the homeowner, oh, you coming to my porch, bam, bam. It's the way it applies. Same thing with Texas. Sometimes I feel is applied wrongly. You need more justification for shooting through a door. Um, 'Cause some people will shoot through the door at you. All right. As a gun owner, as a citizen, you have no duty in the state of Florida to retreat if they are in a place where they have a lawful right. You're in your car, you're in your hotel room, uh, Winnebago, and someone threatens you then and there. It got to be reasonable and necessary to prevent your death or great bodily harm or the death of others or the commission of a forcible felony. We'll get in that a little bit. A, Key points of Florida law. Immunity from prosecution. Florida law provides civil and criminal immunity to individuals who act in self-defense under the Castle Doctrine. So, to prevent this unnecessary follow-up, like it's done many times, okay, you are granted immunity for you're not going to be prosecuted, you're not going to jail. other than the night you might go to jail that night. However, it depends on the situation and the law enforcement. However, it also prevents them from coming after you because all of a sudden this homeless guy who has been kicked out of every family's home, he has nowhere to go, nobody wants him. He gets kicked out of the shelters, whatever he's doing for whatever reason, mental, drugs, or just obnoxious. Anyway, all of a sudden they come out the woodworks. They love Uncle Timmy. Uncle Timmy was the best person in the world, never harmed a fly. So this helps um, keep the vultures off your back. Presumption of fear. If an intruder unlawfully and forcibly enters a home or vehicle, the law presumes the homeowner has a reasonable fear of deadly harm or bodily harm, justifying the use of deadly force. In other words, you do not have to be quaking, my opinion, in your boots. Law enforcement officers um, are questioned many times by some vultures when it comes to lawyers. When it comes to they being questioned, were you in fear? And of course, they're trying to get on the alpha male, law enforcement officers um, stance where he had denied that he was in fear. But it's not about the emotion, but you had a reasonable expectation that you was going to die, that you was going to be hurt or harmed, or you're protecting your loved ones. You were in fear for your life, not in emotional distress, so to speak. You can act from case studies, from training. You can act and not even realize you're acting until it's over because you're trained and you see a threat, you identify the threat, you act on the threat. We're going to do another video on another shooting that is the officer being prosecuted, maybe persecuted on this. But we'll do that later. But right now, maintain on the Castle Doctrine. But shooting someone, you got to be in the right, your P's and Q's, because they will come after you. And sometimes rightfully so. Limits of the Castle Doctrine in Florida. Prohibited actions. You cannot pursue, run them down, shoot them in the back as they're leaving, or use force against someone who is retreating or fleeing. For example, if an intruder is walking away or exiting your property, you are not justified in using deadly force unless they still pose an immediate threat. As they're leaving, they're doing the over the back, around the corner, ghetto shot, pow, pow, pow. Yeah, they're still engaging you. You still have a reasonable fear for your life and the life of your loved one. A stray bullet kills just as good as one that is well aimed. So, yes, they got to be running like they meant to get away, you know. So that's that's what they don't want you to be going after them. And you got to talk to a lawyer when it's necessary, or you know you feel it's necessary. However, it's clear right here. They're trying to prevent you from escalating it off property. You're in your home, you dealt with the situation. Don't go outside because what you're doing, the neighbor, the innocent bystander is now brought into it because you having a running gun battle down the street of a neighborhood, kids playing in the park, you don't care, daycare center, school, you just lighten up the neighborhood. They don't want that. But you all in your emotions, I'm gonna get this sucker. You ain't getting away. Be careful. All right, case law. And I am not even gonna try that. It's Montego. I guess it's Montego versus State. Well, 2015, Florida court reiterated that deadly force is not justified against someone who is no longer posing an intimate threat. He drops the gun, he runs. He's leaving. He's not shooting at you. You're not threatened. You're talking smack. He's talking smack. Immediately turn his back. Bam. No, you're going to jail. Might be going for a very long time. Don't do it. One day in jail is yeah, no, don't do it. All right, a person is justified in using deadly force and does not have a duty to retreat if they reasonably believe such force is necessary to prevent death or great bodily harm. Florida, free state of Florida, common sense state of Florida. Thank you, God, has some common sense here. Can you point a gun at someone walking away in Florida? In Florida, pointing a gun at someone walking away is generally considered improper use of a firearm, unless they are exceptional circumstances that still pose an imminent threat. All right. He's dragging away your daughter. He's walking away, but he's dragging her. Okay, he got a problem. You know, Intimate threat to you or your loved ones, someone. Um, be careful about property. Talk to a lawyer, but it's they want to protect life. That's basically what it is. We can get into property later. I research more, but here I want to go over this video for this understanding. It's about life, people. It's about your life. Be careful. Don't be stupid. Ah, rioters coming down the street. Are they off your property? Are they burning your neighbor's property? You know, you went to help the neighbor. They they put out a knife, gun, rock. Circumstances. You got to be articulated. It was 30 of them against one. It was three, four, five. I'm five. I'm 5'7". They was 5'11", built like a rock house. What's going on under Florida law again? Banishing a weapon, displaying a weapon in a threatening manner without lawful justification could result in charges such as aggravated assault or improper exhibition of a firearm. Okay. In Florida, assault is something that's verbal, or here, aggravated assault, you're threatening with a weapon. You have not touched them. That's battery in the state of Florida. Some places they say assault battery. They commingle, that. But here it is aggravated assault, you pointing, banishing a weapon at someone. Case law. State versus Hill, 2006. The court ruled that banishing a weapon without an immediate threat could lead to criminal liability. Don't be going pointing guns at people because at a traffic stop, you following me, you doing this, you doing that. Be calm. Get out your ego. You think you're an alpha male, but you're just being ignorant. All right, comparison to other states. The Castle Doctrine and related self-defense laws vary across the 50 states. Here how Florida compares. States with strong Castle Doctrine law, Texas. Texas laws allows the use of deadly force to protect property in certain circumstances, such as preventing theft or criminal mischief at night. Okay? Don't mess around in Texas. However, similar to Florida, using force against someone fleeing the scene is generally unjustified unless they pose a continuing threat. Okay? Georgia Castle Doctrine is similar to Florida's with no duty to retreat and a presumption of fear in cases of entry. So the nanny states, California, Illinois, it seemed like Oregon and doggone California, those nanny states, they tie your hand. They want you to be the victim, apparently. States with duties to retreat. New York. Hey, New York follows a modified Castle Doctrine. While there is no duty to retreat at home, individuals must attempt to retreat if they are outside their residence and can do safely. That's articulation right there. can do safely? What if I can't run as fast as he or she? Anyway, be aware dealing with New York. You can fly in, flying in New York. You have your weapon. Your weapon is cleared. You got it in a case. Be careful with New York. If you insert an empty magazine into your weapon, some of y'all call it clips. They're not really clips, but the magazine into the weapon, that is breaking the law in the state of New York. The feds won't bother you. Soon as you land in New York, you're going to get arrested. You might spend some time. You're going to have to pay for a lawyer. You might, well, 9 times 10, you're going to be arrested. Unless you somebody, with some little clout money, it is. But be careful. That's a tidbit. When flying into New York is one of those scavenger states. Bunch of, anyway, Massachusetts requires homeowners to prove that they exhausted all reasonable means of retreat before using deadly force, even inside their home. See, you are the subject, not the citizen. You're subject to the government of Massachusetts. You harmed this poor, defenseless thug coming in your house to rob, rape, and steal. Did you do all that you could? Why didn't you run in the bathroom and lock the door as your daughter was being dragged out? Hey, I'm just saying, gotta love those enlightened states. All right, Castle Doctrine at the federal level. There's no overreaching federal Castle Doctrine statute. State rules. However, federal courts have upheld the principle of self-defense in cases of imminent threat, often deferring to state laws. U.S. versus Peterson, 1973, ruled that a person cannot claim self-defense if they provoke a confrontation or escalate the situation. Okay. Again, you think you're smarter than the system. You think you're better than everybody else. You got your head in the cloud. You're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to cuss him out. I'm going to set him up. And then, pow, you might be going to prison for a long while if they figure it out. Anyway, that was the day. That's those day people that you've been looking for that runs everything. Just saying, that's them. They there. All right, Castle Doctrine and local laws. Local jurisdiction can impose additional restrictions on the use of force. All right, some cities with strict gun control laws, may require additional justification for brandishing a weapon, even within the framework of the Castle Doctrine. Chicago, something like that. I'm just saying, possible. LA, counties in Florida may have specific ordinances governing the discharge of firearms on private property, impacting how self-defense laws are applied. Know the law. Don't be lazy. Know people move into zoning areas. People buy a house. Don't read the blueprint, the little print, you know, about what they can do in their deeded community. Hey, it's on you. All right. Summary of what you can and cannot do. In Florida, using deadly force against an intruder who unlawfully and forcibly enters your home or vehicle. All right. You invite somebody in, be careful. Like I said, it's time to go, it's time to go. Sometimes you might have to get law enforcement involved. But your ego, I'm going to handle this. Get out of my house, that sort of thing. Act without a duty to retreat in any location where you are lawfully present. You go to somebody else's house, start pushing people around. Are you lawfully there? Were you lawfully invited? That sort of thing. Pursue or shoot someone walking away or fleeing unless they pose an threat. Brandishing a firearm without lawful justification. It happens all the time. We know it, but I'm just saying, be careful. Is your freedom, is your life. I hope it's important to you. So across the states with strong Castle Doctrine laws, Texas, Georgia have fewer restrictions on use of deadly force. States with duty to retreat laws, New York, Massachusetts, impose greater responsibility on individuals to avoid using force when possible. They want you as sheep before the wolves. All right, know your state laws, please. Always familiarize yourself with local and state specific laws on self-defense. Consult legal counsel. If you are involved in a self-defense incident, seek legal counsel immediately. Um, just plain shutting up is not really going to help you for the immediate thing if you're justified. What happened, officer? Officer, what happened, sir? He had a knife. Um, I protected myself and my family. There was no one else involved. This is what happened. And then I want a lawyer. But not saying anything, he had to go by, okay, where's the knife? Someone came up and picked up the knife. You said the knife, his partner picked it up and ran away while you was doing something else. I'm just saying, if you're in a lawful situation without running off at the mouth, state the incident, what happened, what your reaction was, holster your weapon before they get there or put it away, and then interact with try to take some deep breath and interact with the law enforcement in a respectful and you'll be hyped up. Even in law enforcement correctional ways, when someone comes in, your reinforcement, your additional officer come in, you hyped up and they're like, what's going on? This is happening, that's happening. They're like, calm down, calm down. Because they catch that you're in a heightened state. All right. So understanding nuances of this Castle Doctrine is essential for responsible gun ownership and self-defense, while Florida provides strong protections for those defending their homes. Misuse or overreach can lead to serious legal consequences. I do not want to spend a day in jail. If I got to get fingerprinted, that's one thing. But I do not want to spend a day in jail because who you with? You in there with the bad guys who do bad things. And you use your Second Amendment right so that you don't have to deal with the bad guys while he was doing a bad thing. So just cooperate, be moral, be true, and do the right thing. All right. Thank you.